What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 55. We start today's episode with a look at the league table where, as you can see, 6 games to go. The gap on Wolves in 5th is 6, and we have a game in hand as well. We're 8 clear of Chelsea in 6th. We've played the same amount of games as Chelsea, so they've got a game in hand on Wolves like we do as well. So with 6 games to go in the Premier League, destiny firmly in our own hands. Liverpool have basically won the title. In fact, I think if they win one more game, the title is theirs. However, for us, we're 4 wins away in our remaining 6 games from claiming Champions League football for next season, baby. So 2 defeats in our last 4 games. Both coming in the Europa League. We lost both legs of our quarter-final against Fiorentina, but in the Premier League, massive wins back-to-back in West London derbies. First Chelsea at the Bridge, first victory against Thomas Tuchel's side at their backyard, and then a big win against Fulham as well. So heading into this game, looking to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in several attempts. Stanley Young gives us the lead on the Gunners 17 minutes in, and whilst unlike last season, he's not been quite as special. 6 in 24, 1 in every 6. He's still been a great, reliable source of goals at times and in big games as well. None bigger than that Spurs game, of course, earlier in the season. So Brentford 1, Arsenal 0, and 26 minutes in, I really wanted to discuss this with you to start today's episode off as well. Roberto Gutierrez makes it 2, but the goal we scored, I mean, Lafont, absolutely shambolic goalkeeping, and I don't know if you guys are the same as me, but it seems as though this year, goalkeepers, and I've mentioned them before, they make so many more errors than in previous FIFAs. Just a few minutes later, Balo almost drops a clanger here on Martin Odegaard. Goes for a simple catch, drops it, and thankfully would scramble the ball away. So it's still leading by 2 goals to 0. The final chance of the Gunners came with 8 minutes to go. I've got to be honest, guys, in the second half, I was great at doing what you call game management. We were leading by 2. We had control, so I just passed the ball around, retained possession for as long as I could, dominated that stat, a possession stat with pass accuracy too, and just sort of controlled the game and saw it out for a 2-0 win. So back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets, 3 wins in 3 in the Premier League, and as you can see, yeah, on cue, the possession stat, 56% there. Just kind of passed the ball around the second half and tried to kill the clock, kill the game off, you know what I mean? As Lamptey's injury, thankfully, was just a 6-day one. You see the Premier League table as well, still in second, 5 games to go now. Everyone's played the same amount, 33 games. However, we're now 9 points clear of Wolves with 5 games to go. We're almost there, almost there. It was about to end the FA Cup semi-final against Manchester City. Yeah, real briefly on this, before we do get into the FA Cup semi-final. Goalkeepers this year, they are so inconsistent. Like, sometimes you'll turn up and you've got Prime Casillas between the sticks against you, but in other times, like in that game there, Lafont dropping an absolute clanger, Balo almost gifting Arsenal a route back into the game just a few minutes later. I don't know what it is, whether it's EA coding it into the game to try and make it more realistic, but I've mentioned before, long shots this year are really OP. That's why I always recommend going for goal from distance if you can't break the AI down. Test a goalkeeper, because they seem to be very underpowered at dealing with long shots this year. But in general, even shots straight down the middle, sometimes it seems like a simple save. They just get it horribly wrong. Still, we'll take it. We profit off it. 2-0, massive win there, and we're now just 3 wins away from Champions League football. But in the Premier League, whilst things are going great right now, don't forget, in Cup football, we were knocked out of the Europa League in the last episode by Fiorentina, humbled by the Italians, losing both legs there, first in Florence and then back home as well. And for the FA Cup semi-final, back here just like last season, where we were thrashed by these guys' rivals, Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side by 4 goals to 0. Heading into the game, I had one chance, and I just didn't take it. Brilliant save by Edison, sort of showing what I was talking about there with the goalkeepers being so inconsistent this year. Fantastic stop by the Brazilian on Roberto Gutierrez, keeping it at 1-0 after Smith Rowe gave the home team, if you will, the lead at Wembley, and he was causing me problems all half long. The former Gunner was just running me ragged, basically. Conte takes him down. Definite penalty, no doubt about it. A chance for Man City to double lead on the stroke of half-time. So really struggling to deal with Smith Rowe in this game. Man City still leading by 1. It should have been 2 heading into the break, but basically the final kick of the first half, David Raya pulls off the heroics and keeps us only down by 1. 45 minutes to go, FA Cup semi-final. And in the second half, I just couldn't create any chances. I got that one great chance in the first half, and that remained our only great chance in the game. 10 minutes to go, we won a corner, whipped into the back stick. Sean Pratt couldn't keep it down, heads it way over the bar, and that was how the game would finish. Final score, Manchester City 1, Brentford 0, and there it is. It's an all-Manchester final at Wembley. The Red Devils, the holders, they're back trying to retain it against Guardiola's side, and we're out in the semi-final for the second straight year. So disappointing. Really disappointed because we're making so much progress with this Brentford side. Mentally, we're a much stronger team as well. I've talked about this a lot this season, how we've been standing up to the big boys. We've claimed some big scalps. Our first win at Stamford Bridge, our first win at the Emirates, our first victory over Man City, that coming in the Premier League. You know, beating Liverpool back-to-back in the EFL Cup semi-final. But I still go into, like, latter rounds of cup competitions fearing the worst. I mean, did you see me in the EFL Cup final? We had Stoke City, and yet I was still panicking like crazy. Do you know what I mean? I'm still struggling a little bit with the pressure, and I think it's just because, again, the difficulty of Ultimate this year is so much harder, and I really like to see our final fixtures coming here. Spurs, Man City, and Liverpool, the first 3 games are made massive games as we head into the final 3 here, and as you can see, again, we're 7 points clear of Wolves now in 4th, and currently 8 clear of Manchester United in 5th, so again, I would say 2 wins and a draw in our final 5 is probably enough. And our final 2 fixtures, if we can't do it in the first 3 of May, definitely provide a great opportunity to do that. But yeah, I love how much difficult this game is. You know, we've won 1 EFL Cup in 4 seasons. You know, in like FIFA 14, FIFA 15 by now, we'll be Champions League winners with this Brentford side. But instead, the difficulty is far greater. I'm really liking the challenge. But again, it does mean that heading to those games there, like in the EFL Cup semi-final, the pressure is just unbelievable. Anyway, first game of May, and a chance to claim our first of what would be 3 wins needed to qualify for the Champions League. Antonio Conte's Spurs coming to take us on at the Community Stadium, where we would take the lead early into the game. Old reliable Ivan Toney, who's been so good in the second half of the season, really picking it up after responding from the broken toe he got at the start of the campaign. But right before the half an hour mark, Spurs back on level terms. Harry Kane, still here in North London, makes it 1-1 and Spurs find their leveller. A few minutes later though, and a really bizarre deflection that almost saw us go back in front, the Silva firing over after a big ricochet off a defender. But during that incident, you would have seen it, and you'd see it here as well. Ivan Toney went up for an aerial duel, stayed down for a while, got back to his feet, but never ran the injury off. I took him off at half time, so I was like, Toney, I'm not having to get a serious injury with just 4.5 games to go, mate. Absolutely no way. So Toney goes off the break, Watkins comes on, we were tied level at 1-1, and 7 minutes after the restart. There's just something so cool about it when this guy scores and the shocker scores. Roberto puts us back in front 7 minutes after the restart. I'm thinking, right, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. If we can close this game out, pick up a massive win, extend our streak, this would be huge and a massive chance of putting us further clear in the race for Champions League. However, 16 minutes to go. Ruben Neves celebrating with his old boss, who's still on the sidelines somehow. Nuno makes it 2-2. 4-goal thriller, it ends all square, and it was such a frustrating goal to concede because the former Wolves man found a little bit of space in the middle and just smacked it past Balo. I just couldn't stop the passing in and around our area. It's so hard to defend against this year, as thankfully, thank God for this, Ivan Toney's injury was just a 7-day one. But yeah, passes in and around your area played by the AI this year are just so accurate and so quick. You just make one mistake, one poor position with your centre half, and you're in trouble, and it's probably going in. Anyway, following that, simulating through to the weekend, Wolves and Manchester United played each other in the previous game, and as you can see, after a 1-1 draw at Molineux, that would mean heading in to our final game of today's episode, first of the final 4, Manchester City away at the Etihad Stadium. If we were to win this game, with the gap right now at 7 points between us and 5th, we would extend it to 10, and that would mean with 3 games to go, it's over. We would qualify for the Champions League. So heading to the Etihad Stadium, where we've not recorded a win all season long, on the back of a 2-2 draw against Spurs, what a chance we had. Oh! To qualify for the Champions League, and 17 minutes in, I was saying to the boys, play without fear and go at them. 17 minutes in, almost a howl from Edison. Like I said, the goalkeepers this year so inconsistent, gifting us a chance, and Bueno going for goal. But the Brazilian did so well to get back and claw it out. But 19 minutes in, after we win the ball back from the corner, can you believe it? Sean Pratt His first goal of the season, his second goal of the series, and what a time to get it. Smacks one in from range with the weaker left foot, and of all the players to give us the lead in one of the biggest games of the series, it's Sean Pratt and Brentford lead. It kind of reminded me of Vincent Kompany's goal at this very ground against Leicester all those years ago, where the centre-half just took matters into his own hands and cannoned one from range past Kasper Schmeichel in a massive goal, in a massive game, to take them one step closer towards the Premier League title a few years ago. It kind of reminded me of that. Sean said, right, this is on me, smacks it in, and Brentford have the lead. We've been a better team in the first half as well. Baylor was called into action once. Other than that, we looked the far superior side. But 68 minutes in, what a stop here from our new man in between the sticks. Baylor had his coming-of-age game against these guys in the reverse fixture, and we picked up the scalp against them earlier on in the season. Makes an incredible save on Phil Foden there. Keeps us still leading by one, but 17 minutes to go. Ferran Torres this time puts City back on level terms and fires in the equaliser. No less than they deserved. I'd say they played just as good as us, and we were back all square at 1-1. I was going, okay, this is not a bad result. This is not a bad result at all. We drew at the Etihad Stadium last year. We beat them earlier on in the season, but this is not a bad result at all. I'll take this. However, with 8 minutes to go, I knew if I stayed in attack mode, if I looked for more chances, I could probably get another goal. There was a possibility of losing this game by chasing it, but a massive chance of winning it by being brave. And we did! Tariq Lamptey fires in the win. It was such an even game. So we had more shots than Man City, but I'd say personally, it was a really balanced game. A draw would have been the right result. But Tariq Lamptey's late winner secures it, and what a way to do it. I talked about this season being brave and mentality is stronger. In those games there, after Torres found a leveller in previous seasons, I would have sat back, dug in and claimed a point. Instead, we were brave. We pick up another scalp this season, first one at the Etihad in the series, and there it is, confirmation, 3 games to go. Brentford are heading in to the Champions League. But that was this episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, if you had, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the season finale of Season 4 as we prepare for life in the big time with Brentford very soon.